All right, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to hire for your e-commerce email marketing agency. I've hired countless employees for e-commerce email marketing agencies over the last several years, from email designers, copywriters, and account managers. If you want to know exactly how to never struggle with hiring again, keep watching this video. There's 4 easy steps for hiring for your e-com agency. The first is planning out the structure of the pod. So what do I mean by pod? I've had a ton of different e-com email marketing agency clients. They all have different structures or departments or pods for workers that actually do the fulfillment work for the clients. Sometimes if they're a smaller agency, they have an email designer, a copywriter, and then the agency owner handles all the quality assurance and the communication with the clients. If they're a larger agency, they'll have that email designer, they'll have that copywriter, and then they have an account manager that basically replaces that agency owner with all the quality assurance, checking all the copy, checking all the designs, and then communicating with the clients. It really depends on the size of agency that you have, but typically what we see is removing the agency owner from the email design first, then the copywriting, and then finally the account management, the quality assurance, and the client communication. There's never a one-size-fits-all type of scenario for the agencies, but what I found with the most successful agencies that are in this space, every person has one job. So one person equals one job. The designer just does designs, they're the master at that. The copywriter just does the copywriting, they're the master at that. And the account manager does the quality control and the client communication. Depending on the size, again, it's going to be a little bit different. If you're a smaller agency, you probably have someone who wears multiple hats. Maybe they're good with copywriting, maybe they're good with design. But as you grow, you want to make sure that each person has one job and there's one person associated with it. Now that we have the pod structure settled, the next step is by far the easiest. Most people overcomplicate it. That step is defining what role you need. If you already know the structure of your pod, then this next step becomes very, very clear. If your agency is on the smaller side and you already have an email designer, but you as the owner are still doing a lot of work on the copywriting side, it makes sense to hire a copywriter. They'll remove all the copywriting tasks from your plate, allowing you to reinvest your time into the business and keep growing it. After that, you can move to an account manager that will do all the quality control and all of the client communication. When we look at the complexity of the tasks that we're doing in the fulfillment side of our business, it goes simplest, the email design, then it goes copywriting, and then all the client communication and the quality assurance, reviewing kind of the designs and everything before the campaigns go out live. It's quite easy to find people who are skilled in the design side of things. Next hardest would be the copywriting, and then finally someone you can trust enough to handle all the client communications and all the questions that they may have on the service that you sold them on. Now that we know what role we're hiring for, we can move on to the most difficult step, which is finding and interviewing the candidates. And due to the nature of the e-com email marketing skills that are needed, tech skills with Figma, tech skills with Klaviyo, really skilled with copywriting, specifically skills inside of the e-commerce space, it's really hard to find roles for this or find people for these different roles. You can't just hire some sort of random VA and expect them to be successful. You really have to methodically hunt for talent and vet them correctly. My favorite place to look for talent is on LinkedIn. Not just boosting job posts, but actually headhunting and searching for them. If you boost some job posts, you're going to get a couple okay candidates, but you're not going to get true A players. The majority of A players are already employed, so they're not checking LinkedIn job posts for new opportunities. You have to go find those people, and you have to go actively headhunt them. Once you have some promising candidates that you found on LinkedIn or in different talent pools, the next step is interviewing and vetting them. I've made an entirely different video that's going to be linked up above and down below in the description, just because this section is so specifically important and I could create that entire different video. I could speak about that for 10-15 minutes. So instead of putting it here and making this video 30 minutes long, I put it in a different video. The next step is probably the most overlooked and disregarded step of them all in the entire recruitment process, and that is the hiring and the onboarding of the talent. Onboarding will make or break the success of the new hire. Proper onboarding is going to double the productivity and the time that they actually stay at your company. So I made an entirely different video with a bunch of free resources, onboarding guides, onboarding templates, company contextual onboardings, a bunch of free stuff that we normally charge hundreds of dollars for. Instead, it's inside of this video and linked down below in the description of this video. So definitely check it out if you want to know exactly how to run an onboarding process that will ensure people stay at your company and ensure they come in with high productivity. So that's exactly how you hire for your e-commerce email marketing agency, how you structure the pods, how you define the role, how you find and interview the candidates. But if you don't onboard the talent correctly in a bulletproof way, you're going to fail no matter where you hire from them. If they're in the States, if they're some VA, if they're all across the globe, you will fail if you don't onboard them correctly. So click on the video above if you want to learn how to onboard correctly. Again, it has a bunch of different free goodies. It has the onboarding plan, it has the different templates, the 2-part onboarding, company contextual onboarding, role specific onboarding, bunch of stuff we normally charge $500 for, but luckily you can get it for free inside of this video. So don't skip that next video, and I'll see you in the next one.